everybody. Just before Sam joins the video here, essentially we just had to do this because Sam has somehow managed to catch COVID for the third time. Who does that? So we figured out how to do Zoom kind of cool chat thing. So apologies to Dan at Man Up, because we're kind of still in your format here, brother, but yeah, needs must. So yeah, I'm just waiting for Sam to come into the meeting. I've sent him the link. I've done all the groundwork like normal. I do all the work. Sam just sits there and looks pretty. Anyway, hopefully he'll figure his life out in a minute.
Hello?
Yes, hello. What are you doing?
Can't hear you properly. You've just got shit sound.
How have I got shit sound? I don't get it. Just talk. It's fine. Man, you need to go onto you need to turn up your volume. Turn up your volume.
Huh?
Turn up your volume. Turn it up.
I can hear you.
Yeah, there we go.
Turn up my volume. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine. I've heard you fine since the beginning.
Hang on, I've lost you again. There we go. I can't use my mic for some reason.
So me doing that was turn up your volume.
Yeah, I've got that. Can you hear me all right? Because I can't use a mic. My washing machine's on.
Why would you have your washing machine on?
Right, Jack? That's only got another 7 minutes.
And ideally, if you can just like put your phone one place and maybe turn it so that it's landscape rather than portrait like it is at the minute.
That's a good idea.
All those things are good ideas.
Yeah. I'll put a hat on as well.
Yeah, that actually, I like that because your hair does look terrible. At this point, mate, we might as well just rock and roll.
All right, cool. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Sam.
You all right?
Yes. Well, to be fair, before you took your sweet time to join the conversation, I actually did a kind of mini intro myself, which gave my version of why we're having to do it like this week. But if you wouldn't mind just doing your part, because you probably want to defend yourself a little bit. So go ahead.
What did you say? Oh no, I need to know what you said there.
No, you can wait.
I got COVID for a third time.
Please explain to the listeners how you managed to get COVID 3 times, Sam. And go into depth, Sam.
What? I don't know how. Fuck you, Jack. Moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Oh, I've gone red.
Oh, you're blushing. So what happened then, mate?
I'm just working. I just started feeling rough. Do you know what? I'm a super spreader, Jack. I'm a super spreader. I went down and I had my 1 year anniversary, didn't I, for the dip?
Oh yeah.
And I hugged everyone on the beach there, and then I proceeded to cross country, go across up to Lowestoft.
Yeah.
And celebrate my 1 year of sobriety in a convention.
1 year, brother.
1 year. Full of people all the way. It was for the Norwich and Suffolk district, and people had travelled from London and all the surrounding areas in Essex and stuff as well. And everyone was hugging me because it was my 1 year. And I got back and started feeling poorly halfway through that, and got back and done a COVID test.
Yeah,
and it was positive. So I spread the love all over the place that day, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I didn't even know COVID was still a thing, if I'm honest.
No, neither did
Don't really
I.
watch.
That's why I questioned the validity of it when you told me. I was like, "There's no way you're definitely faking it." Why are you faking it, Sam? Why are you making it up for? Why do you want time to isolate from people? You
I
like
don't,
people.
Eva.
You like
Yeah.
being centre of attention, don't you, Samuel?
Yes, exactly, and that's what I struggle with the most. This, I feel rough, but I'm a hypochondriac. But
Yeah.
I generally do struggle being on my
Yeah.
own. It's when I feel ill like this that my body slows down, but my mind speeds up, and it's horrendous. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Just a couple of days, but yeah, no, and I do like being centre of attention, and there's not enough people here when you've got COVID on your own.
And speaking of being the centre of attention, Sam, there was a very important video that dropped on the day of your 1 year sobriety via some good friends of ours from Man Up.
Yeah, that was incredible. And yourself and Rob, I'd like to thank you both for that. That was it making me well up now.
Is it?
Thinking about it, it was lush.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, it was very nice, and they've asked me to be an ambassador.
Absolutely,
to man up, and it is ambassador, isn't it?
That's a word,
yeah.
mate. Yeah.
Which is such an honour, and yeah, I'm going to be getting involved with a few projects with them anyway. We were going to anyway, weren't we?
And so you should, mate. I think the work that you do anyway, I think kind of that sits nicely with their message and what they're trying to achieve. You know, and what we do just with the podcast as well. I think, as I said in that video, it's just about trying to build that awareness and that bubble around sort of the stigma of people opening up and talking when they're struggling.
Absolutely, man up on the same mission as Dare to Dip and Dare to Talk, and
absolutely,
and to join forces is only going to strengthen getting that message out there, I think, and we'll be going around to schools and talking to younger people about their mental health and everything as well. And I want to be that person that talks to me about stuff I needed to hear at that age. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting, mate. I think future's looking bright, mate. It really is.
Yeah.
I think I've had quite a few messages the last week. I think the last sort of few episodes that have dropped, I think have really been quite impactful. And I think, especially the one that's gone up today, Steve's story. I mean, I even told you on the phone when I edited it and sort of went back through the whole episode. That really hit me. Do you know what I mean? That the amount that guy has been through and where he's at now. I really think people can take a lot from that episode. There's
definitely.
I think, you know, he may not see it himself, but he is a massive inspiration to considering how far he's come. He's still got a long way to go, and he'll probably admit that himself. But he's quite an individual. He's an amazing character. I think people will be able to get a lot out of his episode. I really do.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? And it is a very that's a roller coaster of a lot of doom and gloom in that story, isn't there?
Yeah.
And to see him now coming out the other side, he's in the water every day posting.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's really turning his life around, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's been a mad couple of weeks as well. We lost our poor Queen, didn't we?
We certainly did, mate.
What are your thoughts on that? Because you know, there seems to be dividing people again, which is not what it should be about for me. I think we should all come together and just like just for her sake, just focus on her and everything she's done, the sacrifices she's done for the country and everything. Not worry about what her family have been up to or how much. I've seen people moaning about how much her coffin costs and how much her funeral is and that. And I think, should we just send her down to the local crematory then? Do you know what I mean? She's done a lot for this country, and she's earned her right.
I think those sorts of things that people are getting worked up over are pointless.
Yeah.
My only thing that I had a little grumble about was the fact that when she died, it just felt like I saw it in a different way. So a lot of people were seeing it from you kind of this mourning and this real sadness, but I saw it as like, actually, let's use it as a way to celebrate this amazing woman and what she's achieved and what she's done for this country as a, this this leader and this 70 odd years as queen, like just amazing, just an amazing woman. And I wanted to be able to celebrate her. I thought, well, this is the time we should be celebrating her life, and we should be marking it as a this big point in British history kind of thing.
Definitely, but that's what it is. It is going to be, when you look back at this, going to think, bloody hell, we were there. And you're right in what you say. We should be celebrating our life, because she never got asked to put into that life. No. And what she did do is she used it as the opportunity, and she just with her speeches and the way she just gives so much hope and strength to the British people, and she sacrificed her whole life to do that, I think. And
she did, she went from, when she took over, I wasn't alive when I was all going over when she first got reigned as queen, but a lot of my stuff is just from being a history student, and obviously a big fan of The Crown as well on Netflix. Great show.
I'm going to start watching that.
Definitely watch it, mate. It's really good, really good. But you see, just from you had this kind of dysfunctional family dynamic that happened, and it caused a lot of issues within the monarchy. And she took over, and because of all this chaotic stuff that had been going on, she held firm on the fact she wanted to stay in that post, and she wanted to have some stability. And you can't get much more stability than 72 years as monarch. Do you know what I mean? She kept that post. She held strong on her beliefs and how she led the country, and she's just an amazing woman. But I was disappointed. I mean, from a personal standpoint, I did have I was supposed to be doing the Ipswich half marathon last weekend, and it got cancelled. And they used the Queen's death as a means to cancel it, but on the same day the Great North Run still went ahead. So I got really frustrated.
But whoever was organising it probably come down to their own things. I know that you're driven with your goals and everything, and you'd want to commit. Once you've committed to something, so that's a hard pill for you to take. But from my point of view, I just thought. Well, why cancel it? Why not on the day? Before we even set off, let's play out the national anthem. Everyone comes together. We all sing the national anthem, and we mark the occasion.
Celebrate, it's like okay, she's passed, and that's the end of an era. But let's use, this. We're doing a sporting event. It's brought people in from all over the country who have paid money to come there and spend their weekend. And let's use that moment. Okay, we've got everyone together. Let's sing the national anthem. Let's remember the Queen, and then we'll carry on as normal. And they cancelled it.
Yeah, I get your point of view, and it's one of them where there is no right answer.
No.
You're going to disappoint people if you go ahead with it. You're going to disappoint people if you don't.
And I had a couple of moments of being frustrated, and then I just in my head I went, well, there's nothing really stopping me from still doing the run, so I went and done the run. I went and done it anyway. I went and done it. I got up super early, and I went and done the 13.1 miles anyway.
That's not like you.
And I had a good day.
Was there other people doing it?
Yeah, there's loads. So I think I saw about a dozen people out whilst I was on the route. And then because I went super early, so that was why I did, because I thought I started about 6 a.m. So I thought if I go super early, there won't be as many cars and there won't be as many people, because obviously they're not cording off all the route. So I did that, and I saw about a dozen people out on the route, which was great. And we all had like a little moment of just like sticking thumbs up. We all sort of had the same sort of thought process, and the event's cancelled, but we'll still fucking go and do it anyway. And then when I got to the finish, the start and finish are at the same point. There was I probably saw about 20 people all there warming up as well, ready to go do it as well. So that was really cool. That was really cool.
That's nice. So some people sat home and think, I'm actually going to go and run in honour of the Queen. That's quite nice.
No doubt about it, mate. And I think I think that's what held firm with the Great North Run. I think that's why they wanted to still go ahead with the event, because that's a massive event. And they marked it, but they started the race with the national anthem, and they carried on with the event and used it as a point to celebrate the Queen and her amazing life, which I think is the right thing.
And I don't want to dwell too much on the negative stuff with the Queen and that, but there's one thing I did want to point out and say is just people that have just like said some disgraceful stuff online. I think whether you agree with the Queen and all that or whatnot, she was still a grandmother and a mother at the end of the day, and I just think some people get too confident with stuff they post, and some people just post stuff just outrageous, and I think it's some people,
of course they do.
It's disgusting what some people write, and I think they really need to have a word with themselves. But
hey, look, mate, you're never gonna look. People, there's always going to be this thing with people and their opinions, mate. We live in an age where people have got the chance to put their voice out there. People have got, I mean, this is what we're doing now. We're putting our opinion out into the world. And
but there's one thing having an opinion on the royals and stuff, and then there's another thing posting something like that they're glad someone's died and stuff. I think that is disgusting behaviour. It is, mate. But I don't want to dwell on their people too much.
But in a weird kind of way, I kind of feel, unfortunately, we live in this age where there's a lot of people being deplatformed right now. They're being taken off, and these social media sites and whatnot. And I kind of find us quite hypocritical, because we live in a society where we constantly promote, freedom of speech, and people having the right to say whatever they want to say. And I hold really firm on that. My own beliefs are very much around fairness and integrity, and I do genuinely believe people should have the chance to say whatever they want, whenever they want. But everyone also has the opportunity to be able to just switch them off if they want to. And I think that's how it should be managed.
Where we disagree slightly there is, you can tell if someone is being true to their word or just saying things to be outrageous, and the danger is there
to get the reaction.
When someone's just saying stuff that they don't truly believe in, just to be outrageous, and then they gather a young following that are naive, and then they take this person's words for something that they believe in because they're young, naive. It's dangerous grounds you're walking on, and I think some people need to be told to shut the fuck up and take their platform away from them. Do you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion.
It is,
because it's dangerous. I personally use my platforms to spread positivity and try and help people. Some people are using their platforms to just create evil and try and be sexist towards people and just purely spreading hate. And I think the public can see right through someone who's being real and someone who's being fake, and these people that are being fake are having their platforms taken from them.
You just said it yourself. People can see right through it. Not everyone, but some people can. I think we have to be really, really careful around who we choose to deplatform and who we choose to leave be. Andrew Tate is the one in the public spot, the spotlight right now, who's been victim to this new culture and this thing that's going on.
You can call Andrew Tate a victim.
So in a sense, there is part of me. I would agree. I don't think I think he'll be absolutely fine. I think he'll go on and be successful anyway. But
do you like that one?
I don't personally. I think he says a lot of outrageous things, but like I said a minute ago, from my point of view, the reason why I stand firm in my own beliefs, I think Andrew Tate should be allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. From my own point of view, I don't like him, and I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says. So I just turn the channel off. I don't follow him. I don't listen to him, and I listen to someone else. And I think that's the key point. I think in this day and age we have to be so careful, because society has chosen to get rid of this bloke, yet they're quite happy for people like the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan Paul, They're happy for the
Yeah,
Kardashians. They're happy for all these, you know, the Geordie Shore people. You know, and they put all these people on this pedestal and make them into celebrities and whatnot. They're happy for that. Let them, you know, they promote them. If anything, they make celebrities out of these people.
yeah.
Andrew Tate, get him gone. And
Yeah.
then you look,
with all them other people
you look at this,
though.
you look at this balancing act, and it's like, hang about, what are we doing here? We're deplatforming certain individuals, we're picking and choosing, yet we're throwing these other ones down our throat, and we're talking about the impact on the younger generation and these, you know, these influences, positive influences. Well, hang about, there's something really wrong going on here.
Yeah, with that Andrew Tate, or whatever his name is, though, I have seen some of his videos, and you wouldn't want a young lad who's growing up and can't really make his own mind up. You wouldn't want him to be someone's role model. And I know you mentioned a lot of other people.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there I wouldn't want that person to tune into at all. There's hundreds. There's hundreds of Andrew Tates out there. There's hundreds of other people that I've
never seen someone as outrageous as that bloke, though. Some of the stuff he said, like,
mate, turn WWE on. You'll see dozens of them. Turn any TV show on. Put any video game on. All these characters or people, they exist in the world, regardless of whether you take them off or you highlight these individuals. This is the day and age that we live in. So these youngsters will be tuning in and picking up things that aren't particularly what we deem as socially acceptable. They'll be picking them up anyway. And us highlighting this one individual, I don't think is going to have any impact on society at all.
I think it will. I think you make an example out of one person, the next dickhead that comes along with the same views will think twice about posting, because there was nothing positive in anything he was trying to say. That Katie Scott, they are viruses in themselves, and their main goal in life is to spread hate. They're not interested. They spread the hate too, so it gets them popular, and they don't care that their popularity has come off the back of stuff that will probably have massive consequences to a younger generation. And I just think it's dangerous. But
the interesting one is going to be when he goes on Joe Rogan, because that's happening. That's coming soon. Yeah. I think that'll be a big point, because I think there's a lot of unknown still with Andrew Tate. A lot of people say it's an act. Some people saying that it is really him. Some people say he says a lot of stuff just to get reactions. Some people say no, that's actually what he's trying to push. And regardless of the situation, there's still a lot of unanswered questions there. And I just think, at the end of the day, we're both at a point in our lives where we've kind of established our own set of beliefs and how we are. I still like to consider myself open to new ideas and open to new opinions and whatnot, and I am. I'm quite I kind of float in between my own reality and my own way of thinking through things.
And like you say, you can just turn people off. I love Joe Rogan, but I will not be listening to that episode, because I've seen enough of that geezer to know that he's an absolute prick.
But anyway, on another note, speaking of Joe Rogan, this boy's got a ticket to go see him in October.
I see that. I saw that.
Can't wait, mate.
Where is that?
That's in London. He's at the O2. He's doing one date.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how did you get a ticket? You're on the ball with all this sort of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, mate. All over it.
What is it? Is it his stand-up or what?
Yeah, so it's his special that he hasn't released a special on Netflix, I think, in 4 years. Obviously COVID and the COVID and the pandemic had a lot of impact on that, but I think he really just once that happened, he wanted to try and just start afresh and then just build on it. So that's the show that I'm going to see will eventually be on Netflix.
Yeah,
I think it's called the Sacred Clown Tour or something like that.
Coming up. You've got a busy couple of months coming up, haven't you?
Hey, tell me about it. I'm going to be meeting David Goggins, Eddie Hall. I'm going to be climbing mountains, running the London Marathon, going to see Joe Rogan. Mate,
seeing Holiday Flames.
Mate, I'm gonna be. I've got a hell of a month. have a hell of a couple of months, mate. I really do.
Yeah, brilliant. That's what it's all about, and it's setting goals and
Yeah.
smashing the shit out of them.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Mate.
When is your London Marathon?
You don't know when the London Marathon is?
I don't even know what fucking day it is. Is it the same day every year?
First weekend of October, Sam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, first weekend of October. Sam. Oh no, I'm Sam.
Yep.
Yes.
See what I have to work with. Everybody else tuning in, listen to this or watching this. This is what I have to work with. But I wouldn't want it any other way. Woo-hoo!
It took me a while to get on, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. That's why I did the intro, to be fair, because you were taking so long. I did like a separate intro for it. So
I don't like the fact that you've done an intro and I don't know what it is. I don't like that at all.
But one thing I will tell you is I did have to kind of sort of apologise as well, because we're almost in a way we're stealing Dan from Man Up's format here for his that he does with his videos.
Yeah,
so
do you know what? I'm part of Man Up now.
That's true.
But as well, this is good, even though we've had to do it like this because of circumstances. But it's good because now we can get guests and that on, and if you're stuck in traffic one time, we can jump online and do one, and it saves me having to sit in the same room. I'm really joking. I love you. I like the tap.
Yeah, I'll be honest, mate. I'm getting quite fed up with it. I'm going to go get my hair cut in a bit, and I'm considering certainly trimming it. But when we do the mountains, I think I'm going to shave it all off.
Yeah. This beard isn't out of choice. It's because I've been isolated. Look,
isolation beard.
Look like Robin Williams when he come out of Jumanji. My eyebrows haven't been.
You said that before. I disagree. I don't think you look like Robin Williams in the slightest.
Out of Jumanji, you know, when he comes out with the big beard. All right, whatever. Did you see that? I sent you a video, so you did see it, of that robbery in Felixstowe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it started, and I was just like, when you sent it to, I watched it. I was like, well, why would you send me that? It's horrible. I thought, you horrible person. Why have you sent me such a nasty video of someone getting robbed at knife point? And then all of a sudden, it just took a turn, and the cashier, the guy behind the counter, turned and he grabbed the knife, got hold of the person, and totally turned it on its head. And I was sat there and I was like celebrating. I was like, oh, awesome, good for you, mate, awesome.
Do you think he done the right thing there? Would you have given him the money?
Me personally, there's no way in hell anyone would be drawing a knife on me like that. I would flatten it.
Yeah, I would.
Genuinely, and I feel this, especially in like my place of work as well. If someone ever tried to threaten me like that with a weapon, I am flattening them.
Yeah. What do you do?
There's no way.
Go for that weapon first, then. Yeah. God, you're so manly.
Mate, honestly, I can't stand. I hate watching those videos of people who are.
Well, you have to deal with that sort of thing. We can't talk too much about the job, but you have to deal with things like that, but not with weapons.
Threatening behaviour. Yeah, we do. And that's horrible, mate. I can't stand it. And when I watch videos and I see people, especially in that scenario, someone being threatened, or their day to day is just completely flipped on its head because of someone who's struggling, being aggressive and abusive and threatening. I despise it. There's something inside me that just gets really riled, and I think, you horrible specimen doing that to someone. It's awful.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably going to affect him massively. Every time someone comes through his shop now and the door opens, he's going to have some sort of trauma from it, no doubt. But I think he deserves a bloody medal, that bloke.
Yes, he does. Certainly does. And he definitely needs some recognition for that.
Yeah, and also there was a lady that come in at the end, and I think she needs a bit of recognition as well.
Yeah.
She didn't run; she tried to help, and she asked the bloke if he was okay at the end as well.
That person who did just leave the shop and walk off, he probably needs a stern talking to. I believe.
Well, I don't know, because no one would know in that situation. He's got told to leave the shop. Now that was quickly.
Okay,
He probably he might not have known. He might have gone outside and called help. We don't know.
So that would be my point. So initially you get put into that fight or flight mode, and that's where you decide. And if he's decided to leave, I'd like to think at the very least he's gone outside the shop and made a phone call. If he has just turned around and gone and left the situation, then he does need a stern talking to about what sort of person he is.
Yeah, I think we agree with that. I'm not crying. Yeah. I'll keep coughing.
Why are you
My
coughing,
eye keeps
Sam?
watering at the most inappropriate times. So
just quickly, mate, because we're about to be timed out because you have to have an upgraded version of Zoom to be able to run for ages and ages. I've got about 6 minutes left. But how have you found, obviously the third time having COVID, how have you found dealing with isolation again? Have you been all right? Have you managed it okay? I know you've been making lots of phone calls and speaking to people.
Yeah, making lots of phone calls. No, not really. No, I struggle being on my own. I do. And I have struggled at times. But the difference now between a couple of years ago is I'm aware that the struggle is not for long. Whereas before I'd think, I'm going to feel like this forever. And it's about changing mindset. And yes, I have struggled a couple of days and I don't like being on my own and sat with my own thoughts. So I've got a race in mind. My body slowed right down because of COVID and my mind seems to get quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But I've dealt with it and I'm so much stronger mentally than I used to be that I can tell myself that it's not going to be forever. And I'll come out of this stronger because we grow through what we go through.
You certainly do, Sam. No, that's really good.
You're such a cock. I just heard.
No, I did. I took a picture there. That's going up on social media. Yeah, no, I think we're in a good place, though, mate. We've got we're a couple of weeks out from Scotland, so obviously you've been training like an absolute maniac. You're a lean, mean fight machine now because obviously we set the challenge a good few months back. So you've had. Don't interrupt. We've had quite a few months of you training, working hard, beasting yourself, me reminding you about that eventual target we're going to meet. So I know you haven't been eating ice cream. You've been staying away from chocolate. You've been out running. You're doing the Felixstowe coastal 10. You're doing the Felixstowe coastal 10 miles with me on Sunday. You couldn't do the Ipswich half because it got cancelled, but you would have been there because you're training and you're working hard.
I was going to be, yeah. I was gutted about that. Yeah, I was gutted about that. And the bloody thing on Sunday, I got work. So, yeah. But can I just point out as well that I have had COVID and I haven't been feeling great. So, yes, I have indulged in a bit of ice cream lately just to get me through it. So, I'm not the rotund figure that you saw last week. I may have put on a few extra pounds, but I'll get up that mountain. It'll just be easier to roll down it. All right? Don't look at me like that, Jack.
On that note, Sam, I just you can do it. I suppose you can do it still on a video. Do it again. Go on, give it a good one. Excellent. Good work. Right. So on that note, as always, guys, like and subscribe us on YouTube, Spotify. Follow me on Jackie Boy Shep on Instagram and Sam on
_2 dip. There _2 dip. It's easy for me to say.
Asked to join the Dare to Dip group on Facebook. Amazing group of people. You'll see the incredible Stephen Bundy on there, who's our most latest episode. So all the good stuff. And love and light to you all.
Peace out.